Okay, let's unpack this. We were diving deep today into really the bedrock of English literature, the epic poem Beowulf.
Yeah, it's foundational, and it's so much more than just, an old monster story.
Exactly. It's this tragic look at time, vengeance, and really what it meant to be a hero back in the Anglo-Saxon world.
Hmm.
We've pulled together the sources, the summary, some analysis, key bits of the text itself to give you the essential story arc.
Right.
Our mission here is to cut through maybe some of that Old English fog and get right to the core story. Understand those three big fights.
The three main confrontations, yeah, and why it all still resonates, really.
So if you remember just one thing about the setup.
Remember, Beowulf isn't Danish. He's a Geat from modern-day Sweden,
Right,
basically.
good point.
And the whole poem hinges on these three massive, life-changing battles, decades apart sometimes.
And it all kicks off in Denmark, King Hrothgar's kingdom. He's just finished building this incredible mead hall, Heorot.
And Heorot is key. It's not just a building.
Yeah.
It's civilization. It's community, prosperity.
Joy, that seems crucial. The joy.
It is crucial because it's the noise, the sound of that joy that actually attracts the first wave of chaos. It's like a beacon for trouble.
A declaration that gets answered by, a curse.
Sets the stage perfectly.
Which brings us straight to Grendel.
Yeah.
And what makes Grendel more than just some generic monster is his background, his lineage.
Yeah, the sources are really specific about this. He's this terrifying outcast figure directly linked to the biblical Cain.
Wow. So the descendant of the first murderer? That's heavy.
It's huge, theologically, socially. He's cursed, an outsider, a killer. But it's not just like instinct or hunger driving him.
It's malice.
Pure malice, yeah. And envy. He embodies this chaotic, destructive envy. He literally can't stand the sound of their happiness, their community in Heorot.
So he attacks civilization because he's excluded from it.
Exactly. He represents everything he can never be, never have.
And the Danes lived with this terror for, 12 years?
12 years of Grendel raiding the hall, killing warriors. They're paralyzed by it.
Until Beowulf hears about it. And he shows up, sails over from Geatland with just a small crew.
His hand-picked warriors, yeah, offering help.
And this is where you immediately see Beowulf isn't just strong, he's something else. His plan.
Oh, the plan is audacious.
Yeah.
He looks at the situation, hears Grendel doesn't use weapons, maybe can't be harmed by them.
So he decides.
He decides he won't use weapons either. Or armor. Just his bare hands. His strength.
Why? Is it just pride? Showing off?
Well, maybe a bit of that heroic pride, sure. But it's also tactical. The sources suggest Grendel is magically protected from, normal swords.
Okay, so it's necessary.
It's necessary, but it also elevates the fight. It's not just man versus monster. It's like pure strength against pure chaos. God-given strength, as he sees it.
Sets the stage for this legendary, almost ritualistic showdown.
Definitely.
So the fight itself in Heorot, it's savage, right? Beowulf pretends to sleep, waits.
Yeah, he lies in wait. Grendel bursts in, grabs a warrior, then grabs Beowulf. And the struggle begins. It's brutal. The whole hall shakes.
And Beowulf gets the upper hand.
He does. He locks onto Grendel's arm with this incredible grip. There's this horrific moment where he literally tears the arm right out of the socket. Bone, sinew, everything.
Ooh, vicious.
Grendel escapes screaming, bleeding, back to his swampy lair. But he's mortally wounded. He dies there.
And Beowulf is left with the
trophy. The arm, yeah, this gruesome symbol of victory hung up high in the rafters of Heorot for everyone to see.
Proof the terror is over. They celebrate. Beowulf's a hero. But it doesn't last long, does it?
The peace is incredibly short-lived. Almost immediately, vengeance comes calling.
From the depths, as the poem says?
Exactly. Grendel's mother, and she's a different kind of threat altogether.
Not motivated by envy like her son.
No, this is pure revenge.
Yes.
She storms Heorot, not randomly killing, but specifically targeting one of Hrothgar's closest advisors, his best friend, really. She kills him and retrieves Grendel's arm.
It's personal.
Yeah.
Targeted. And there's that fascinating detail. She doesn't have a name.
Right. The sources point this out. She's just Grendel's mother, defined only by her relationship to him.
Why do you think that is? What does that signify?
Well, it really speaks to the culture of the blood feud. It's inescapable in Anglo-Saxon society. You kill my kin, I have to seek revenge.
So her anonymity makes her almost like an embodiment of the feud itself.
Precisely. It's not about her personality. It's about this relentless cycle. Vengeance is this impersonal, almost natural force that demands balancing. She represents that force.
So Beowulf can't just rest on his laurels. He has to deal with this now.
He has to pursue her. And this time, he has to leave the safety and light of Heorot
So go where?
into her world. This terrifying, dark, underwater lair, a complete contrast to the hall. It's murky, full of other monsters, really eerie.
And the fight there? Even tougher.
Oh, yeah, it's desperate. She's incredibly strong, pulls him down. His own sword fails him against her hide. It looks bad for a moment.
But he finds something.
He spots this ancient, massive sword in her cave, made by giants, the poem says. Too heavy for any normal warrior.
But not for Beowulf.
Not for Beowulf. He grabs it and manages to kill her with it. It feels like there's almost a sense of divine help there, finding that specific weapon at that exact moment.
And he doesn't just leave it at that. He makes sure the job is done.
Right. He finds Grendel's corpse in the lair, cuts off the head, and brings that back to Heorot. Along with the hilt of the magic sword, the blade itself melted from Grendel's toxic blood.
So now he has two trophies. Absolute proof that this monstrous lineage, this cycle of terror from them, is finished.
Completely neutralized in Denmark.
Okay, so Denmark is safe.
Yeah.
Beowulf heads back home to Geatland. Heroes welcome, obviously.
Huge hero's welcome. And then, time passes, a lot of time, decades. He eventually becomes king of the Geats.
And rules for a long time.
50 years, the sources say. 50 years of peace and prosperity under his rule, which is remarkable in that world.
So he makes that transition from the young, maybe fame-hungry warrior
Yeah, seeking glory.
to a wise, established king, a protector.
A good king, a ring giver. He establishes stability. But, of course, that long peace, it can't last forever. Time catches up, and a new threat awakens.
The third and final major confrontation. This
Yeah.
brings us to the latter part of his life. And the opponent this time isn't humanoid at all.
No, this time it's a dragon, a classic fire-breathing worm, and it represents a totally different kind of challenge.
What wakes it up? It's been sleeping for centuries, apparently.
It's hoarding this immense treasure in a barrow, an ancient burial mound, and its rage gets triggered by something almost small, petty even.
Which is,
A thief. Some runaway slave maybe stumbles into the hoard and steals just one single cup, a jeweled cup.
one cup. That's all it takes to unleash fiery death on the whole kingdom.
That's it. The dragon wakes up, realizes something is missing, and just erupts in fury. Blind, indiscriminate destruction, burning down homes, including, eventually, Beowulf's own hall.
Is there a deeper meaning there? That tiny theft causing such chaos? Maybe a commentary on greed or...
Oh, absolutely. The dragon is loaded with symbolism. It's partly, this uncontrollable force of nature, like a wildfire or plague, but it's also greed incarnate.
How so?
Well, think about what a good Anglo-Saxon king does. He gives gifts, distributes treasure rings, gold to reward his warriors, ensure loyalty, keep the wealth flowing through the community.
A ring giver ideal.
Exactly. The dragon does the opposite. It just sits on this massive pile of gold for centuries. Useless wealth. It represents the total failure of leadership, the danger of hoarding, of avarice. It's the anti-king.
So Beowulf, now an old man, has to face this.
He has to. It's his duty as king. He feels responsible for protecting his people, their homes, their livelihoods from this fiery plague. It's not about personal glory anymore.
Not like the Grendel fight.
No, this is about responsibility, existential protection for his kingdom. He knows the risks. He even seems to sense this might be his end.
It really shows his whole journey, doesn't it? From young warrior to this duty-bound aging king.
It's the full arc. He understands the tragedy that might come, but the obligation of the throne compels him. He has to try and secure the peace he worked 50 years to build.
So he gathers his warriors, his best men, to go face the dragon.
He does, assembles a troop of his retainers, but when they actually confront the dragon, the heat, the fire, the sheer terror, something breaks.
What happens?
They run, almost all of them. They get overwhelmed, terrified, and they just abandon their king, flee into the woods.
Wow. After all his years as king, his generosity.
It's a really stark, brutal moment in the poem. It highlights the fragility of that whole warrior code, the loyalty system, all the rings he gave them, forgotten in the face of that immediate danger. It shows how vulnerable the Geats actually are.
But not everyone runs.
Not everyone. One young warrior, Wiglaf, he remembers his duty, his vows, maybe Beowulf's past kindnesses to his family. He's ashamed of the others.
And he stays.
He stays. He gives this speech, shaming the cowards, and then runs to help his king. just the two of them against the dragon.
The old king and the young, loyal warrior.
Together they manage it. Wiglaf finds a weak spot. Beowulf delivers the killing blow with his dagger. They defeat the dragon.
Victory, but at a terrible cost.
The ultimate cost. During the fight, the dragon bites Beowulf in the neck. A venomous bite. He knows it's fatal.
So he dies there, on the battlefield.
Pretty much. He lives long enough to see the dragon's treasure, the hoard they won. He asks Wiglaf to bring some out so he can look at it. He designates Wiglaf as his successor, gives him his necklace, and then he dies.
Knowing he saved his people, but also knowing what? That they're now vulnerable.
Exactly. His final act is securing this vast wealth for the Geats, but it cost them their protector. His death isn't just personal tragedy, it's the end of an era for his people.
And the poem ends not with celebration, but with fear.
Deep mourning and deep dread. They hold this huge funeral for Beowulf, build a massive pyre, bury the dragon's treasure with him, ironically, making it useless again. But the final notes are of the Geats weeping, fearing attacks from neighbors now that their great king is gone. It's profoundly sad.
So if you track that whole story.
You see the whole journey, right? From the almost reckless courage of youth, fighting Grendel barehanded for fame, to this final, weary, self-sacrificing act of duty as an old king, protecting his people even though it costs him everything. That full life cycle is what makes the poem so powerful.
It really is an incredible narrative. Leadership, loyalty, failure, and just the relentless march of time.
Yeah, and it leaves you with this really pertinent question, doesn't it?
Which is?
Well, Beowulf wins the gold, defeats the monster, but dies doing it, leaving his people leaderless and afraid. So what is true heroism, ultimately? Is it the physical victory, the treasure?
Or is it something else, the legacy?
Maybe. Is it the loyalty he inspired in Wiglaf, the selflessness? Especially when you're facing those inevitable things, aging, death, the end of an era. The Geats are terrified about the future without him, so what does a society really lose when its one great defining hero is finally gone?
That's something to really think about.